out.
I do also note that there are dark forces out there.
Did the deep state turf you out?
I do also note that there are dark forces out there.
Did the deep state turf you out?
I do also note that there are dark forces out there.
Did the deep state turf you out?
I do also note that there are dark forces out there.
Did the deep state turf you out?
I do also note that there are dark forces out there.
Did the deep state turf you out?
I do also note that there are dark forces out there.
Did the deep state turf you out?
I do also note that there are dark forces out there.
Did the deep state turf you out?
I do also note that there are dark forces out there.
What's up to my people of the Booge? It's Friday night, it's 7:30, so let's dance!
Ladies and gentlemen and everything in between. Welcome. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the show. If you have happened across me in your feeds, your echo chambers, your WhatsApp chats, whatever, however I've been shared around like the cheap tart that I am, this is the sort of extended version, isn't it? This is the Friday night show. The podcast, A. Thompson and Other Disappointments. And you are very welcome here, guys. It's Friday, it's me, it's you. As per usual, it's 7:30. It's time for the People of the Booge. So it is. What's going on? What's going on with everybody? Are we all okay? We all recovered from the in-person meetup? The Bougie Patreon YouTube channel members meetup that there was last weekend in London? If you're not on the Patreon yet, you missed out. You really fucked that up for yourself. So you did. We all met up in Islington in a little pub. We had a few beers, a few wines. Then we went on to see Nirvana UK at the Islington Academy. And I don't really drink lots now. Like sometimes you see me on the podcast, I'll have a couple of beers while I'm online on here, but I don't go out and get smashed anymore. So this is like a real holiday for me, back to my teens, back to my 20s, and I made the most of it. I really enjoyed myself, so I did. It was great fun going to see Nirvana UK. Absolutely rammed it was. And I met up with Jock Git. I met up with Yuri, who's obviously always in the chat. I saw Diz again. I met Russ. Who else came down? Richard Marsden, of course. A lot of these guys have made a hell of a trek to come down. It was really, really, I'm super appreciative, and it was really nice. It's kind of reassuring, isn't it, that when you sort of build a little internet community, the people of the Booge, people who have their political sensibilities in common, maybe a little bit of taste of music, maybe some of us are a little bit creative. I don't know. It's nice then when you have a meetup and everybody, you sort of look around the pub table and you're like, wow, there's not one dickhead here. Everybody's cool. You would think if you get people all in one place off the internet, I don't know, maybe you might be a couple of weirdos, or somebody might join the Patreon just to come down and then harass you, or something that you said to try to get back at you, or I don't know. There's probably an element of paranoia to it. With me, I'm just oh my god, what happens if somebody turns up and just beats the shit out of me? But everybody, not only did that not happen, but everybody who came down was really cool as well. It was a great night. It was a great night apart from, I rented a barge for myself. Like I said, I don't really go out very often these days. And so when I do go out, I like to sort of treat myself. This was a sort of belated birthday gift from my other half. She paid for the ticket. I sorted out an Airbnb, a barge thing. And I don't really know much about boats or boat culture. But I wandered down to Islington Canal and I'm texting this guy saying, yeah, like I think I'm on my way, like I'm right outside the boat now, and he's like, yeah, okay, I'll pop up in a second. And I've matched, in my mind, I've matched the barge, or longboat, whatever the fuck. The images of it, of the thing that I've rented, I've matched that to the thing that is now, like, right in front of me. So I think it's this one. Looks identical. It's got solar panels on the top. It's like a, I don't know, green, red paint job around the side. Islington Canal. Like, in my mind, 2 + 2 = 5, I guess. Because then I get this text from the guy, and he's like, I haven't read it yet, but it says, like, you're not here. So I'm just sort of, like, about to walk on this guy's boat. I can hear him clinking around in there. In my mind, it's like, oh, well, that's the guy. So I'm sort of waiting for him to come out, and then I put one foot on the boat, and then this guy goes like, yeah, can I help you? And I was like, Fergus? And he's like, no, John. And I was like, oh. I was like, I'm sorry. I almost walked straight into the, basically like walking into a stranger's like living room. Like, oh, okay, well, I'm here now. So that was fun. Then I ran down to the place where he actually was. And then later on, after, I don't know, 8 pints or something, I was absolutely fucking shit hammered. I couldn't find the boat. I got really lost. I was like, I'm pretty sure it was here. Like, this is the bridge, and that's the cafe there. And I was like, wait, like, where's the fucking boat? Like, again, I almost went onto somebody else's boat until I noticed like it no longer had the Airbnb like punch in the code to get access thing that I recognised from it. I was like, but it was here. The boat was here, but now it's got a different door. What the fuck? And then I started thinking, like, am I being scammed? Am I like, I left my bag and my laptop on this boat earlier. I went off and got hammered. Now the boat's like sailed away. Like, is this some sort of weird Airbnb scam where they steal whatever you came with? I was so confused and just stumbling around and like double taking where this fucking boat. I would love to see the CCTV of just me confused and slobbering all over myself. I phoned my missus. Luckily, she didn't pick up. But then she was like awake all night, worrying like, why is he phoning me at like midnight? What the fuck has happened to him? Also, I had to phone the guy when I was fucking shit hammered, slurring down FaceTime to him at midnight. Going, have you moved the boat? I don't know where the boat is. And he's like, show me like what you're next to. I'm like, there's the cafe here, the bridge is there. He's like, no, you go under the bridge. It's the next bit down, you fucking idiot. I was like, okay, I'm sorry. So yeah, that was, you know, the actual night, the Patreon meetup segment of the night was really nice. And Nirvana UK, props to them. A doff of the cap to them. But yeah, the renting the boat. And do you know what? I tried to start the coal fire at night. It's fucking freezing. I couldn't start the coal fire. I was hammered. I slept in the cold. It was like a, you know, it's changed my view of like what I would do. I used to think, I would retire on a longboat, a narrow boat or something like that. That's my retirement, is I would just buy a boat and renovate it and make videos or produce music on it. And now I'm like, not only do I not know how to sail one of these fucking things, who buys a boat when they don't know how to sail? Like, but also it was mad cold, and it just made me think, and if it's this, I'm gonna lose my own boat. Maybe, I don't know, like how hammered I'm gonna get in my retirement. I don't know. Like, the whole thing feels a little bit more complicated than I imagined that it would do. So that was the Patreon meetup. Nice to catch up with those of you who did come down for it. We have, of course, had another week now that we've all lived through, we've all enjoyed or endured. Once more, I suppose we should talk a little bit about the news, about happenings, the chaos and mayhem, or Kayhem as we refer to it on this show. Kayhem, like Keir Starmer's approval rating. Which this week, well, it's not going to hear you. It's not going to shock you to hear this. This week, I did some analysis on it earlier. He's not the most unpopular man in the country just yet. I don't want you all getting, ahead of yourselves in this. There's a lot of exaggeration, isn't there? There's a lot of hyperbole in politics and satire. He's the most hated man in the country. He's not that yet. He's not the most unpopular thing in the entire world yet. Taxes are shit. The national debt is still going up. Unemployment is at an 11-year high now. Plus, we've just had the Mandelson and Epstein shit over the last few days. Growth is still non-existent, but still, guys, not the most unpopular thing in the UK, though he is just pitching in between the Suffolk Strangler and the re-emergence of polio. So it's just, he's not totally bottom of the table. Popularity isn't everything, is it? As you all will know, as that's basically my fucking mantra for this channel. Popularity's it's not everything, though. It's not the most important thing, is it, Aid? But I'm sure that it would be nice to chart marginally higher than a 19th century disease. So Keir Starmer's popularity rating is in the toilets, even more so.
Prince Andrew's a nonce burger.
What else has happened this week? Guys, people, viewers, listeners, Friday night live chat people. Of which I wish I could be there with you, but it is my missus' birthday this weekend, so I've had to pre-record. But I'm sure I am there in the live chat somewhere, streaming as though this were live. I know. What a fraud! What a fraud he is! Pre-recording this so he can take care of his missus. What a monster! Farage fatigue continues, doesn't it? Farage fatigue. This is something that we've been observing for the last last month or so, I guess. Like, poll numbers haven't really gone up. If there was a general election tomorrow, it would be a hung parliament or a very, very narrow majority. It would still be up to Farage and the rest of Reform to start to construct the next government. But not comfortably so. They're not like, a shoo-in. They're not going to have some massive majority. They're not gaining any ground. And why do I bring that up again this week? Because this week, guys, they did their usual press conference. You know how they love to do their big press conferences. Sometimes they parade ex-Tories and, former members of the last couple of Tory administrations around like there's something that they've won. Guys, we've managed to convince Nadine Dorries to join us. We're winning if we've got Nadine and Zahawe and Suella. But also they like to do these campaigns, right? Now, the Britain is Lawless one was the last big one, but it was pretty much immediately shut down, lampooned, ridiculed because crime stats are going down. Britain is not lawless, and that's easily sort of dismantleable, demonstrable is a better word. And so they need a new thing now, don't they? And this week, Farage did this big press conference about, save our pubs. Didn't he? I say didn't he? What I really mean is, did he? Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about a Faragian press conference, which is a new thing. That's a new development in the worlds of journalism, politics. Is normally he has the ear of pretty much everyone on Fleet Street. If he says something, cheers, by the way. If Nigel Farage says something, most of politics and the media say, oh my God, Nigel said that. Well, here's what I think about it. But this time, not so much. This time, plausibly, me talking about the thing that he was talking about, plausibly, it's the first time you've heard of it. Because the actual political conversation this week is Epstein, isn't it? That's what folks are talking about, is Epstein and Mandelson. And what did Mandelson know and when, and how exposed is Keir Starmer to that? But Nigel Farage, for reasons best known to himself, hasn't got anything to say about that. And that's fucking weird, isn't it? I think Marina Perkins said this perfectly on her appearance on Jeremy Vine earlier in the week, where she was like, you know, all of these people who go on about women and girls and safety and rape gangs, well, now we've got, you know, not just like suspicion, not just casting aspersions, not just tarring all of these people with the same brush. Now we have an actual instance of it that is inarguable. We know who did it. We know other people who were involved. Not enough people are being prosecuted about it. And this lot, who are always banging on about women and girls safety and people being groomed and kidnapped and God knows what done to them, they've got nothing to say. They're completely silent on it. Like, how fucking weird is that?
Well, yeah,
Well,
but I mean...
I'm really struggling here. Sorry, I'm really struggling here. I'm going to try and stay calm with this, OK? Because you and your party are very vocal when it comes to protecting women and girls. And here we are faced with the most cruel, brutal, elite, unpunished grooming gang, paedophile ring in the world. And it is remarkable how quiet you all are. Oh. It is remarkable. And also, I need to know, you are a defender of Trump. You praise him, your party, Farage, you align very closely. Do you, I think the viewers should know, given everything we know about Trump, that's in these files that we know of him to date, do you still support him?
Look, this, to me, it's not about Trump. This is about belief.
So Farage can't be involved in that conversation. And that is weird, isn't it? Like, normally whatever the topic of the day is, he will find a way to insert himself into that conversation. I remember when Charlie Kirk was killed. I think within like 24 hours, he was on the front page of the Daily Mail saying, like, my friend Charlie. Here's what I think about the left, the radical left, since the assassination of my friend Charlie Kirk. He's shameless, absolutely shameless. I doubt he's even, like, did he even meet Charlie Kirk? Does anybody know? Was Farage ever pictured with his friend Charlie Kirk? Or when Donald Trump was shot in the ear and he flew out to some big rally or something, and Emily Maitlis was like, why are you here? Like, shouldn't you be in Clacton? Is Clacton fixed now? Haven't you got things to do in Clacton? And he's like, he's my friend. Donald is my friend, and it was right that I came. And Emily Maitlis was like, did he ask you to come? And Farage just keeps going, it was right that I came. Nobody asked you to come. Nobody wants you here. He didn't get to see Donald Trump at all, that visit. He just wanted to be there because that's where the conversation was. And now this conversation is happening. Billionaires, paedophiles, women and girls. Silence. So you guys draw your own conclusions as to why you think that might be. My personal feeling, and this is, you know, I'm just going on my kind of gut sense with this, is that in some way he is connected to it. I think the people that Farage's circles overlap with are absolutely exposed. And I think he's worried that if he does pipe up, like, it will attract unwanted attention. It will cause him or people very, very close to him serious problems. That's my gut feel about it. Based on nothing, by the way. I don't fucking know. if he's implicated in any way. But that would make sense to me. That answers the silence, if you like. So he can't talk about that, but he has to talk about something else because he's a fame-hungry fucking fash whore, isn't he? So he has to put on a press conference. He's got to parade a couple of new people around, former Tories. He's put a new head of Wales up, who is also an ex-Tory. That was just today, this afternoon, I think. And he's also done this Save Our Pubs campaign. I mean, it's just quite funny, really, isn't it? Like, I mean, Brexit was his project. He's widely seen as the sort of architect, the grand wizard of leaving the European Union, isn't he? Which has had a ferocious impact on our economy, and then a sort of like proxy impact on people's disposable income, investment in jobs in the UK. Our growth is flat. It is estimated that leaving the European Union, I'm going from memory here a little bit, but didn't it like impact GDP by like about 3.5-4%? So you could make a case that if we'd stayed in there, we wouldn't be, you know, petering along at no growth or like 0.5% growth or whatever the fuck they're wanking over this week. So his Brexit project has, you know, decimated people's income and all of the austerity to which he would be a keen subscriber. Small C conservative austerity over 14 years has also decimated the live entertainment industry. It's made importing alcoholic products more expensive, which in itself has then made it more expensive for people to go to the pub. All of these things. I mean, what I'm saying is he's not blameless with regards to like how shit pubs have it. But no mention is made of any of that. Instead, he does this press conference where he's like, oh, we got to save our pubs, which are just ad hoc. Anomalously. Is that even a word? Anomalously? Did we just make up a word tonight? He's treating the troubles and challenges that pubs are facing as though it's just out of the blue. It's just a strange anomaly. And I'm the guy to save it. You should all trust in me. I can save our pubs. How are you going to do it, Nige? Oh, well, I'm going to take away the 2-child benefit cap. That's amazing. Really, really good stuff. So people who are already actually pretty fucking broke and who are doing their bit to keep the population up, which is that's the wild thing about this, is it's always people like Farage and always people like his followers, his tribe, who bang on about, you know, the great replacement theory and we've got to do something to get the birth rate up. Fewer immigrants, more white Christian, good British babies, like that sort of thing. And yet, super keen to remove that 2-child benefit cap that's actually making, like, life a little bit easier. Sorry, not remove the 2-child, but like he wants to put it back on, doesn't he? He wants to make life harder for people who are already hard up. So he's going to take money away from really, really broke parents, make their lives harder, and then he's going to use that money to take 5 pence off the price of a pint of beer duty. I mean, here's the thing, right, is I do think we need to do something about the pub sector to make it cheaper. I do think that. I don't think he's totally like on the wrong track there. Because like we've spoken about this a couple of weeks ago, but the absence of pubs and men no longer going to the pub, I actually think is a sort of, you know, silent killer for society. I think were you to have working class and middle class men going down the pub, talking to each other, sharing their stupid batshit ideas that they'd seen on YouTube with one another, I think there would be more of a like quality control. I think like your mate would say, don't fucking read that shit. Don't be a bellend, Gary. And then you would be like, oh, I don't want to feel like a dick again, so maybe I won't watch that again. You know, if 4 of your mates mock you, just roast you hard in the pub for being the GB news guy, you're less likely to watch GB News over the next few days. But if you're never in the pub and you don't get tempered in that respect, you just fucking sit there, you just carry on. Get recommended another thing from Talk TV or Breitbart, and the fucking cycle continues. So I do think we need to, like, there's a societal, like, male loneliness radicalization piece to this. There's also, like, a Gen Alpha and Gen Z piece to it as well, where it's just like, you know, you talk to your, like, nephew or your niece, and you say, like, you know, so what do you and your friends do these days? I suppose you're out there clubbing it up, night clubbing, going out, making some bad decisions. And they're like, no, actually, I spend all of my time in the gym. I just like gymming. I like to stay healthy. I'm really into nutrition. You don't have beer? No. My generation don't really do alcohol. You've never been drunk? No. Why would I want to lose control? Like, all of that is just insufferable, and it's mostly because they're young and broke, and there's not that many good jobs for young and broke people, and they're all riddled with tuition fees and student debt, and taxes are higher now than they used to be when we were young, and the idea of spending like £6 for a drink, one after the other, and then a kebab on the way home, is just not appealing to them, is it? So you got to nationalise the pub sector. You got to do something. Because listening to that shit is horrible. I remember a few months ago, I said to my cousin, I was like, "Oi, Jordan, what do you what do you want for Christmas? Like, shall I just get you a couple of 4-packs of beer or something?" He looked at me like I was insane. Like, beer? Like, you're gonna buy me beers? Are you? I mean, he's 19, so it's not illegal or anything. But he's like, you're gonna buy me beers for? Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Why don't you throw in a CD with it? Why don't you wrap it all up in a fucking hypercolor T-shirt or something? You old bastard! Do you know anything about my generation, Uncle Aid? I saw a stat the other day. Apparently, alcohol, like breweries, big conglomerate corporate breweries, they've lost something like, is it $800 billion? $800 billion from their like projected income, purely because the younger generations are not drinking in the same sort of ratio, in the same way as like my generation did back in the day. Which is wild when you think about it, because it's like, you would think as times get more desperate, and arguably they have it shitter and harder than we did. We had it harder and shitter, and are now having it harder and shitter than the boomers did. But I'm saying, like, it's getting harder. You would imagine that addiction would be rife in their generation, wouldn't you? But no. Apparently not. And it is to the detriment of the dividend dispersal of the alcoholic brewery corporate sector, or whatever. $800 billion. Do you know who isn't falling short, though? Moving on from Farage and all that lot. Do you know who isn't falling short of their corporate earnings? They're doing actually pretty well. I found this out earlier. Tesla took in $5 billion last year. Tesla. This is in spite of Elon Musk going absolutely batshit. Tesla made $5 billion income in the United States. And they've paid $0 in federal income taxes, guys. $0. $0 federal income taxes. Tax dodging bastards, aren't they? And yet, that it will just fade into the background. Is that even in the front? Like, I saw it on an Instagram post, but it won't even really be on the front pages of anything. even though essentially what they're doing is looting the US Treasury of tax money, of much, much needed tax money to pay for things like Medicare or the care home sector or, you know, whatever the fuck else they pay out of federal taxes. And yet, like, in a couple of weeks, they'll be saying, oh, well, you know, there's no money for this. I wish there was more money, but it's all being drunk up by DEI initiatives. We have to doge out this public sector thing. We've got to cut costs over here. Like, I think it was AOC who was saying that there will have to be some sort of reckoning over in the US. I think it's just as true over here, though. There will have to be some sort of correction at some point, because it is just insane. The inequality, the corruption, the law breaking. Like, if we just stay on the US for a minute, you've got Elon Musk who runs SpaceX, and SpaceX are only able to function because they charge so much of their costs, their infrastructure, their investment back to the US Treasury, right? The US Treasury give them money for space exploration and investment-y stuff. And then they're able to build these big rockets and run these huge tests. And, you know, good for them. Elon Musk is then able to run Tesla in such a way that he is able to avoid federal taxes, because presumably, you know, they do the same thing as a lot of corporations do over here, where they effectively rent a trademark to a domestic entity who then pay a huge amount of what would have been like the domestic profits, like back up to the global conglomerate, and then the global conglomerate are like based over in Bermuda or something, so not subject to the mainland taxes. You get the idea. Or they like give it back to the thing in a loan. That's another way, because you can't tax loans. So he's able to operate Tesla in a way that he gets these billions of dollars of income, but none of it is subject to tax. And then, yeah, like, meanwhile, you get these bloody do-gooders, liberals, saying, like, hey, can we get some money to help my dad to get to work and back? He's got a broken hip. Like, the nearest medical place to him is like 7 miles away, and you stopped the buses, you defunded the buses, because you said too many of them were black or Hispanic, and it was DEI gone mad, and now he's got to hobble 7 miles on his broken hip. Can we get just a little bit of help? Oh, fuck off! Like, what is it? What is the problem? What is with this this appetite for European socialism? This is America, asshole. You know, it's insane. The inequality, the industrialized sociopathy that is exhibited over there. People just loot and take money, and then other people need it. Other people need some fucking help, and they're just left to rot, just left to die. Like, there will have to be a reckoning. There's got to be some sort of correction at some point, because I just cannot see people in, again, like, I'm just sort of speaking American wise for now, but like, I can't fathom a situation where en masse millions upon millions of Americans are really, really struggling, and when they ask for help and support, they're told that they're like looking for a handout, or, you know, they need to work harder, and meanwhile you've got these fucking oligarchical, like, newspaper owners, social media platform owners hiding out in their bunkers, draining the treasury of money that should have been theirs because they paid their taxes their entire life. Like, I just can't foresee a situation where there isn't some sort of, like, big bloody correction. I hope I'm wrong. You know, I'm not advocating for the violence and the revolution. I would like people to just see sense and be a little bit more compassionate. But, I mean, I think if the last decade has taught us anything, it's like, these people feel like the oligarchical class, your Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Zuckerberg, the Trumps. They govern and conduct themselves in a way that suggests that they know that this is like the last days of Rome. They know that, like, the end is near. sort of thing, with the bunkers, with the total disinterest in sort of answering accountability. Like, Bezos doesn't give a fuck, does he? He doesn't ever answer questions. He just sort of hides out with his wife. Again, building bunkers. Again, building spaceships. None of them give a fuck. Zuckerberg is building that massive fucking Hawaii compound. Elon Musk has got his own compound. They all govern or conduct themselves in a way that suggests that they know that everything is about to fucking fall in. So just take what you can while you can. Anyway, sorry, this has all gone very dark. Although that is sort of the USP of this show, isn't it? Is last orders on the Titanic, climate change, nuclear war, whatever it is, it's all going to fucking happen. So let's all just, chin, have a good time. Right, let's, should we see if there's a slightly more amusing news story to tap into, shall we? Okay, guys. Here is a story I happened across. I sauntered across earlier. Sauntered? Is that the right word? Shimmied. Sauntered. Yeah, you get the idea. I found this on the... Is it Nottingham Live? Nottingham Post or something? Here you go, Nottinghamshire Live, credit where it's due, by Martin Naylor. Go and seek him out, give him a follow. Prisoner tried to kill cellmate with pillow because his flatulence was keeping him awake. This should serve as a stark warning for anyone who's been known to, roll over next to their other half and a little cheeky shit whisper out. In the dead of night. Just, is she asleep? Well, I might just let a little cheeky one out. Oh! Flash forward to 2 months later, she's defending herself in front of a magistrate. Your Honour, in my defence, I mean, he did every night. I was with him for 14 years, Your Honour. And every night he had our marital bedroom smelling like fucking Slough sewage works. And then he had the gall to roll over afterwards and be like, can I get a cheeky beach, love? Like this should serve as a stark warning for anyone who's been known to let a couple go in the dead of night. Prisoner tried to kill cellmate with a pillow because his flatulence was keeping him awake, guys. We all want a good night's sleep, don't we? It says Derby man Christopher Sweeney told officers he intended to kill horrible Martin Whittle at Nottingham Prison. Do you know what's funny about this? Well, it's not even that funny. It's sort of, a bit dark. But do you know what's kind of funny is the guy who tried to kill the other guy, who found it so unacceptable that guy he's got to die for this. That guy who thought that, who tried to kill him, convicted child molester. Just, where's the moral barometer on that one? How do you weigh up what's right and wrong with that guy? When crime A is seemingly, he probably doesn't think he did anything wrong, does he? Probably thinks that he deserves to keep living, I should imagine. Otherwise he would have offed himself. So that's okay, but farting at night time is a no. We draw the line there, so says Derby man Christopher Sweeney. It says a child rapist tried... Jesus, Aid, keep it light. A child rapist tried to kill his cellmate with a pillow because he was sick of his farting, coughing and snoring. Oh my goodness. I mean, yeah. The coughing and snoring really, now I get it. I suppose it is like, it must be quite annoying because, like, you know, sometimes I'm a noisy sleeper. Sometimes I might let a, you know, cheeky. I don't want to give too much away to you guys. Keep some mystery here, but you know, sometimes I can let a cheeky one go. I might snore if I've had a bit to drink or I'm really tired or whatever. And then if you get a cough, you're coughing all through the night. And in a like home kind of environment, the other half can just sort of, you know, go downstairs and sleep on the sofa, or I go downstairs and sleep on the sofa, you know, whatever. You have that space and luxury from each other if you need it. But in a prison cell where you're in a bunk bed, there's no escape, is there? And the longer you go without sleep, like every night, 2 nights, 3 nights, 4 nights without sleep, gradually you're getting twitchier and your what's the word? You know, your sense of implications, repercussions are dwindling. Inhibitions are gone out the window, and I'm guessing you probably don't have a huge amount of, like, you know, sense of risk. I'm right and wrong already. I mean, it doesn't sound like he's the most morally centered individual at the best of times when he's had a good night's sleep. So yeah, maybe on the 4th or 5th night in a row, maybe then you just finally snap and you're like, yep, couldn't take it anymore. The farting was terrible. The coughing was just out of this world annoying. But then the snoring started. Christopher Sweeney jumped off his top bunk in anger because the 72-year-old victim was keeping him awake in the prison cell they shared at HMP Nottingham. It says the 45-year-old forcefully held the pillow over Martin Whittle's face for a minute before he was fought off by a 72-year-old. Fought off. I mean, that's extra annoying then, isn't it? I could take the farting, coughing and snoring, but then I get physically beaten in a battle of strength by a 72-year-old man, do I? That's a bad night for this child rapist, Christopher Sweeney. It says, when it was reported to the prison staff and the allegation was put to him, the father of 5 said, yes, it's all true, and that he intended to kill him. He also admitted to the police a number of offences that he had been prosecuted for from 2016. Wow, he really let it all out then, didn't he? He had a bad night's sleep, finally snapped, and then on top of all that, he confesses to all of his crimes. So that's not a great week for Christopher Sweeney, guys. And I mean, it's funny, guys. It's quite a depressing, sad story, really, isn't it? It's you know, this guy who's committed unspeakable crime. I mean, we only touched on like one of his crimes here, right? But he's also, in his criminal history, he's done like burglary, assault. He's done, robbery, attempted robbery. He was on like a 23-year sentence before, and now, you know, now there's this. Now he's attempted to murder someone, and I see this picture. I see this face, and I just think, is there no bottom to how low Right Said Fred will sink? I mean, it's just like, look at him. Doesn't he look like the guy from Right Said Fred? He does, doesn't he? He's, you know, dead ringer there. If he manages to turn his life around, if he manages to get out of prison, I'm just saying there might be some, you know, lookalike work in there that he could pick up on. Like, I was thinking the other day how Right Said Fred are one of those, like, because you guys know that I go to tribute night things, right? I went to a tribute act festival last year, and then we went to see the tribute, like, Nirvana UK thing last week. I was thinking, like, Right Said Fred are like one of those acts where, like, nobody's going to pay money to go and see Right Said Fred these days. And almost, like, ironically, cruelly, they, like, the Right Said Fred, they could probably make more money out of being the tribute Right Said Fred. Like, how fucking depressing is that? Have we got another story? Should we do one more weird news story? Okay, who remembers this story? This is like over about a year ago, was it now? It's the Coldplay Kiss Cam debacle. There was a CEO of something, some sort of, biotech or AI company. And his, was she like head of HR or something? I can't remember what the fuck it was that she did now. But they were watching Coldplay. It was like the whitest thing ever. Two rich white people watching fucking Coldplay. And they ended up on the Kiss Cam, didn't they? It's just like a huge viral, meme story. And it's sort of cross-sectioned with, modern tech and sort of corporate culture, nights out, company nights out. But also with affairs and monogamy and modern relationships, because the two people who were caught kissing and cuddling on there, I think they were both married, weren't they? That was the story? They were both exposed for sort of cuddling each other, canoodling, I guess would be the right word. And they were caught on the kiss cam thing, and immediately, as soon as they were on the cam, the guy just died. He's just, whoa, shit, nobody needs to see me. My wife's going to be really mad. She's going to be really up. She's going to be more upset about this than the fucking farting and snoring in my sleep. No, she would rather that the marital bedroom smelt like sewage than see this and be publicly humiliated. So it was a huge story. And you're never going to guess this, guys. Because this is the world that we live in. Because when accountability does come knocking at your door, very, very rarely do people ever go okay, all right, I fucked up. What I did in the breach of trust probably made my wife feel horrendous and embarrassed and humiliated, and my behaviour was really selfish, and so let's talk about that. Let's talk about why men are tempted to do that sort of thing. But then let's also explore corporate office culture, what impact that has on relationships and how we can preempt some of these complications. Let's talk about how I fucked up and what we can learn from it. Instead of that, we are seeing this. There they are. Yeah, look, then he dives away. Oh, quickly hide yourself. There you go. Okay, so what's she doing? Coldplay Kiss Cam HR exec is charging $875 if you want to attend her Taking Back the Narrative event. Kristen Cabot said that she felt as though she had been branded with a scarlet letter after the Coldplay scandal. Branded with a scarlet letter. It says the HR executive who was infamously caught on a kiss cam during a Coldplay concert is charging $875 for tickets to her Taking Back the Narrative speech. Kristen Cabot became an internet meme after she and her married boss, Andy Byron, suddenly ducked when live footage of them canoodling, there you go, that was the word, wasn't it? Canoodling was blasted across the stadium in April 2025. Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy, Chris Martin remarked over the stadium speakers in the now viral video. In the ensuing fallout, Cabot and Byron made headlines worldwide, with many speculating about the relationship. Now she's offering talks on how she took back her narrative. Did she? Did she take back the narrative? I don't know if she did. Not positive. I cannot confirm that at this time, that she successfully recaptured her narrative there. And if I wish to confirm it to you, if I want to find out for sure, then it's going to cost me, they call it an eye-watering $875 to hear what she has to say. I mean, look, I'm sure she's been impacted by this in a way that he has not. I reckon she's probably felt the brunt of it more than him, because if it was his company, right, if he's the CEO, And then it attracts a bit of negative press, you know, a bit of bad attention. A few of their clients, maybe, or investors, phoning him up, going like, I don't know if I can be associated with you. And then he's like, it's fine. Look, I'm taking a step back. It's fine. I mean, can we just pause for thought for a second, though, that there are literal, like, millionaires and billionaires whom we all know have raped, like, kidnapped, abused children who did nothing. They go from success to success, strength to strength. Nothing is happening to them. And yet this guy canoodling is like, you know, you could totally imagine those phone calls. I don't know if I could be associated with you. Are you going to stay on as CEO? Can you survive this? And the guy's like, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. You know, if it all gets too much, I'll just fuck some kids. It'll be totally fine then. But yeah, he could, like, you know, step back or, you know, keep a low profile or whatever. But he can return to that role, right? If he's the majority shareholder in his own business. And now who the fuck is talking about this? Nobody cares about this story anymore. I feel like he will be untouched professionally by this. She says that the meme, the whole thing, had left her unemployable. And I can kind of believe that. Like, if she's on salary, if she's an HR director or an HR manager at that company, then she's forced to leave. And then she applies for, like, other jobs, and they Google her. And they're like, oh, you were the, well, I don't know if we want, like, trouble. I don't know, like, our CEO is married as well. I mean, like, what the fuck are we thinking? Are we hiring a problem here? We're looking for an HR director. We don't want to hire a internet shame meme or, you know, whatever. I could totally see her getting repercussions in a way that he will not. But I'm also a little bit like, you know, was there no other employment that you could explore other than monetizing the same incident that you say was, like, really shameful and really, like... Do you know what I mean? Like, it's sort of a little bit like, I can't get another job. Oh, well, I guess I'm just going to have to charge $900 to talk about recapturing my narrative. Do you know what I hope happens? I hope this happens. I hope that guy's former wife, who got fucked over and jilted and cheated on and publicly humiliated and probably all of her friends and family phoning her, I hope that she turns up to this seminar or whatever the fuck it is. I hope she turns up for $900. I hope she crowdfunds the money for it. Please, everybody, all of my friends, all of my followers, my husband did this to me at the thing. I was really humiliated. Would you all chip in $5 so I can go to this bitch's fucking talking seminar about recapturing narratives and capture her narrative? I hope that happens. You have what's her name? Kristen K-Bot. You have Kristen Cable up there talking about, when you are faced with public shaming for activities that you don't feel ashamed of. When you're publicly shamed and humiliated, it is on you to and then she puts up a hand like, well, hang on a second, fucking sweetheart. I felt humiliated by that, so am I now justified to capture this narrative? Give me the fucking mic. Give me the mic, bitch. But it doesn't escape me that, you know, the guy... Should we see what he's doing? We've got a few minutes left, haven't we? Should we see what the guy's doing? What's his name? Andy Byron. The guy's name was. Like, what do we think Andy Byron is doing? Do we think Andy Byron is running seminars talking about recapturing his narrative? Have a look. Andy Byron. What is Andy Byron doing? Okay, well, it says that he's still the CEO of Astronomer. Does that shock anybody? Is anyone shocked that he's still the CEO? He's emerged unscathed. He put a statement out near the time. This is not who I want to be or how I want to represent the company I helped to build. I'm taking time to reflect, take accountability, and figure out the next steps, personally and professionally. I ask for privacy as I navigate that process. His His marriage counsellor wrote that, didn't he? That's... Or maybe his solicitor. I don't know. And I mean, doesn't look like they're saying that he's the CEO anymore. Like, if you go looking for him on LinkedIn, he doesn't seem to be on here. So maybe he did. Did he? Maybe he stepped back. Maybe there has been some sort of cost to him. Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go. In a July statement from Astronomer, the company seemingly confirmed that Byron and K-Bot were the individuals in the video saying that they had left the company. They've gone. They were dropped. And then, while the future of Byron and his wife's relationship is unclear, it appears the two were still married. Oh, man. There you go. Say yes to love, guys. Love can take on even some of life's trickiest challenges. Farting, snoring, or being caught on the camera at a Coldplay gig, which I still maintain. I think I said this at the time. I was like, you know, if he and his wife did get divorced off the back of a fucking kiss cam thing at a Coldplay concert, and he works for some fucking tech company, and it's the whitest situation ever. Even then, it still wouldn't be the cringiest divorce ever. Like, it would come second to Coldplay, like to Chris Martin. And him and Gwyneth Paltrow, and their conscious uncoupling. It's still less cringy than that. A bit like how Keir Starmer is still not quite the most unpopular person in the whole of the United Kingdom. But he's getting there. Anyway, let's just round this off, shall we? While the future of Byron and his wife's relationship is unclear, it appears the two were still married in November last year. That month, the New York Post reported that Byron sold his Manhattan condo for $5.8 million. Nice. And the deed for sale allegedly showed that he and his wife remained married. Give love a chance, guys, as we get nearer to Valentine's Day. Say yes to love. Love can survive. $5.8 million, though. I mean, you know what I like about this is, like, you know, we live in a time where very rich men face very little accountability. We've seen that this week with the Epstein stuff, although, you know, we've seen some resignations, and we talk about, like, losing titles. Oh, he won't be Lord Mandelson anymore. Oh, well, fuck me. I'm sure he's feeling very silly. Very rich, powerful people seldom face repercussions and accountability. But what I like about this is that it kind of smacks of, like, his wife going up to him after the kiss cam thing and going like, okay, look, you wanted to live this this pipe dream where you're the tech CEO in Manhattan, and we used some of my father's money to buy this condo 10 years ago, and, well, now you fucked it up for yourself, okay? You wanted to live the Manhattan high life. You're this big shot fucking CEO. You fucked it up with your HR bitch. Fucking let her recapture the narrative. We're selling up. We're going to move back to Iowa, near to my mom. I want to be close to my mom, so you can kiss that fucking, you fucked it. We're going back to Iowa, Andy. And he's like, but I want to be an astronomer. I want to send us to Mars. And she's like, you're not going to Mars. You're not even going to go to Manhattan again. You're in Iowa now forever. You're going to work we're moving close to my mom, and you're going to work in a fucking hardware store. That's it. That's the dream for you. Forget about being the CEO. Forget about Manhattan. Forget about the condo. We're moving close to my mum. All you are now is just my husband. You're going to take me to this place and that place, and you're the father to our children. And you're just going to raise our kids, and we're going to just try and get over this. That's what this smacks of, and I love it. I'm here for it. She's recaptured her narrative. And his wife is like, if I catch you so much as high-fiving the bitch that works in the hardware store with you, you are done. I will hold the fucking pillow over your head for 1 minute. till the cops pull me off you. Right, that's it, guys. That is it. I've got to go. I do apologise for doing a pre-recorded episode once again. I do like to do the Friday night live ones. But as I mentioned, it's my missus' birthday. And I've got to be in the house looking after the kids. So I do. So thanks very much to you guys for once again tuning in. I will be back next week for an actual live Friday night thing. I'll be doing a new Far Right Watch next week also, and I'll try and chop up some clips for the Clips channel. If you haven't subscribed to the Clips channel, I put like little 5-minute, 7-minute clips of the podcast and like other little bits on there, so make sure that you're subbed to that. But for the meantime, take care of yourselves, keep it booge, keep it Binfluencer, and we are out this mother.